The adventure-filled story begins with Mimi and Jack, two siblings, playing a game in the garden near their house. In this game, whoever loses is buried in the ground. The siblings are having a great time, and in jest, they dig a small hole which they keep deepening. Little do they know that this could endanger the entire world. During the digging, Jack suddenly spots something that looks like a crystal. As they remove more dirt, they discover that it is a tomb that has been lying there for years. On the tomb, there is a small red crystal that Mimi removes. Although they think there's nothing inside, as soon as the crystal is removed, strange noises start coming from the tomb, and the ground shakes violently. Mimi and Jack are terrified and quickly climb out of the hole. They have no idea what has just happened. At that moment, their mother calls them for dinner. Without mentioning anything about their find, they go back home. Little did they know that they had just made the biggest mistake of their lives. The monster that had been sleeping in the tomb for years is now free and extends its hand outside. This creature is so dangerous that its entire body is radioactive. It leaves the tomb and heads in another direction. The creature arrives at an abandoned factory where 3 thieves are present. At first, the thieves think the creature is a human and ask it to leave. But as the creature approaches them, it realizes that these are its greatest enemies. Using its internal powers, the creature lifts 2 of the thieves into the air with its natural strength and pulls them closer. The 2 thieves are shocked and unable to move their bodies. The creature, in a fit of anger, grabs their throats and says, "Your human skin is so delicate." In the next moment, the creature decapitates both thieves. It then goes on to kill the 3rd thief as well. But the 3rd thief survived. He continuously pleads, "Please don't kill me." Hearing this, the creature pauses and says, "All right, I won't kill you, but you will live as a living corpse in extreme pain." The creature then continuously passes electricity through the thief's body, paralyzing him completely. In the morning, Jack and Mimi's parents come to the garden area and are baffled by the large hole, wondering how it got so deep. Jack and Mimi are shocked to see that the tomb, which was once there, has vanished. That night, Jack and Mimi secretly return to the hole and notice footprints leading into the forest. These are the footprints of the dangerous creature. Jack and Mimi follow the tracks to a factory where the creature had killed the 3 thieves. Although Jack is a bit scared, Mimi reassures him that there is nothing to fear, and they decide to investigate inside. As they enter, they find the 3rd thief, who is paralyzed but still alive, muttering something incomprehensible. Mimi and Jack are frightened by his condition. Sensing their fear, the dangerous creature appears before them. The creature realizes that these must be a smaller breed of humans, so it advances to kill Jack and Mimi. However, Mimi shows no fear. When the creature sees the red diamond in Mimi's hand, it is shocked because as long as the red diamond is in someone's possession, the creature must follow all commands given by its owner, which means that the creature must obey Mimi. The creature, in its anger, tries to scare Jack and Mimi to get the red diamond, but Mimi, being brave and clever, understands that she might be able to control the creature through the red diamond. On the other hand, Jack is very frightened and accidentally pushes the paralyzed thief, causing him to fall and die completely. The creature was extremely angry because, despite its immense power, it was having to obey the commands of these 2 small children. Mimi said, "You must follow whatever we tell you to do," and this was the creature's predicament. Mimi first commanded the creature to lift her brother into the air and spin him around. Reluctantly, the creature used its powers to lift Jack and spin him around. Mimi realized that the creature had a lot of powers. Mimi then asked the creature for its name. The creature gave a long and complicated name, so Mimi decided to call it Psychogerm, or PJ for short. PJ was very angry because it had to obey these humans, so it decided that once the children left, it would escape from there. However, Mimi, holding the red diamond, said that PJ must not leave the factory until they returned. This thwarted PJ's plan to escape. While Mimi and Jack left, PJ was forced to stay put due to the orders. Meanwhile, we are shown an unknown planet in another galaxy where several aliens are holding a meeting. These aliens are responsible for protecting different planets and maintaining peace throughout the galaxy. Surprisingly, these advanced aliens had captured PJ years ago, but now they had learned that PJ had escaped captivity and must be killed at all costs. The aliens ordered one of their brave warriors to go to Earth and kill PJ. The warrior was extremely dangerous, with a body made of white-colored structures. However, the warrior couldn't just go to Earth directly, as people would be terrified upon seeing it. So, the warrior used its powers to teleport a woman from Earth to their location, killed her, and trapped her in a cube before destroying it. The warrior applies the lady's blood and DNA to its own body, taking on her appearance. Now in the guise of the woman, the warrior heads to Earth to eliminate PJ. Meanwhile, Mimi and Jack are bringing a friend to the factory to introduce them to PJ. Mimi has brought many books for PJ, and Jack has brought a television to keep PJ entertained, ensuring he won't be bored alone. The three of them enter the factory where PJ is sitting sadly. Mimi approaches PJ and asks, "Who are you? And what is your purpose here?" Although PJ is quite angry about everything, he begins to explain everything only because it is Mimi's order. He says that the most dangerous aliens in the universe had captured him and made him their slave. One day, he found a powerful crystal that greatly amplified his powers, and he became completely connected to this crystal. PJ used this unlimited power to start eliminating those who had wronged him. He built a vast army and began destroying planets everywhere. PJ wanted to control the entire universe, but some supreme aliens imprisoned him in a box with their powers and left him on Earth. For thousands of years, PJ had been hidden deep within Earth. Hearing PJ's story, Mimi and Jack feel a bit disheartened because they begin to see PJ in a somewhat sympathetic light. Mimi then orders PJ to stay there, enjoy the books and television, and have fun. PJ has to comply with these tasks as per Mimi's orders. The three children quickly leave the factory, but PJ comes up with a clever idea. Using the television, he contacts his own people on his home planet and starts sending them messages. Meanwhile, Jack is busy playing video games with his other friend, while Mimi is left alone. She was very bored, so she decided to use the red crystal to summon PJ. PJ arrives at the location, destroying everything in his path. Jack and his friend, hearing the commotion, come outside and are terrified to see PJ. Jack's friend tells Mimi that she is crazy for bringing PJ here. Mimi gets extremely angry with Jack's friend and orders PJ to convert Jack's friend into a giant brain. Jack's friend is transformed into a large, menacing brain. Just then, Mimi's parents arrive, hearing the noise, and try to take Mimi away from the creature. Mimi reassures her parents that there is no need to be afraid, as she can control the creature. She tells them that PJ will do whatever she says. Hearing this, Mimi's parents relax a bit. They then invite PJ to their home, where the whole family enjoys themselves together. PJ experiences joy and bonding for the first time, dancing and sharing good moments with them. In a short time, PJ forms a strong bond with Mimi, Jack, and their family. PJ even starts wandering around the city openly, with everyone thinking he is just a person in a costume. Mimi and Jack are often followed by PJ, who, despite his outward friendliness, is internally seething with anger. He is doing all this out of necessity, waiting for the chance to steal the red diamond from Mimi and escape back to his planet. The next day, PJ appears in Jack's dreams using his powers, urging him to get the red diamond from Mimi by any means necessary. PJ promises that doing so will set him free and that Jack will no longer have to follow his sister's orders. Jack acknowledges the plan but insists he cannot betray his sister, no matter what. Meanwhile, Mimi and Jack are playing ball at a nearby location. Over time, Mimi has taught PJ about human living and clothing, so he is now accustomed to human ways. Suddenly, a police car arrives at the scene and 2 police officers get out, opening fire on PJ. However, the bullets have no effect on PJ due to his incredibly strong body. PJ uses his powers to grab one of the police officers and transforms him into a dangerous creature, but he spares the other officer. The surviving officer goes back to the police station to report what happened, but no one believes him, as his story seems implausible. Meanwhile, Jack, Mimi, and PJ are venturing deeper into the forest when a group of PJ's allies teleports in front of them. These are the same allies PJ had summoned using the television. PJ was once their leader, so he orders them to take the red stone from Mimi and give it to him. However, it is soon revealed that PJ's former allies have turned against him. After PJ was imprisoned, his allies had been living a life of ease and had no intention of following his orders anymore. PJ becomes extremely enraged and decides to take down his former teammates, but Mimi uses the red stone to command PJ to do nothing. Unable to disobey, PJ is forced to stand down. Mimi is furious because PJ had tried to kill them, and she refuses to lift her command until PJ apologizes. PJ's former allies continue to attack him, not wanting him to regain his power and become their leader again. Despite PJ's pleas, Mimi does not relent in her command. Eventually, PJ, heavily injured, apologizes to Mimi, who then lifts the command with the help of the red stone. Empowered by his full powers, PJ begins to fight back and starts defeating his former allies. No one can stand against PJ now. PJ brutally finishes off one of his allies by smashing his body and slashing another's throat. His rage is so intense that he kills all of his former friends. Despite his newfound power, PJ's condition deteriorates significantly. Jack comments that without the red stone, PJ will become very weak, but Mimi counters that if PJ gets the red stone, he will first try to kill them, so they need to treat him before anything else. Mimi's father arrives with his truck, and they load PJ into it, heading home. However, a frightening development occurs. The warrior who has taken on a human form has arrived at Mimi's house. No one recognizes her, but her sole mission is to kill PJ. The warrior informs the family that she has come to take PJ with her. PJ immediately recognizes the warrior as a dangerous alien and realizes that if she takes him, she might also destroy Earth. Mimi and her father are determined that PJ must not leave with the warrior. Meanwhile, Mimi's mother and Jack believe that PJ cannot stay with them and must be sent away. After a heated argument, Mimi and her father decide to take PJ back to the factory where they first met him. Given PJ's critical condition, they are treating him there. PJ warns Mimi that they need to stay away from the warrior because she is here to kill him and will also eliminate them. Mimi considers giving the red stone back to PJ since he is in such bad shape, but she asks PJ to promise not to harm them and to leave with the stone. However, when Mimi checks her bag for the red diamond, it is missing. Meanwhile, the warrior has managed to slip something into Mimi's mother's drink, causing her to transform into an alien. The warrior then takes Mimi's mother and Jack to the factory where PJ is gravely injured. It turns out that Jack had stolen the red stone from Mimi's bag. And now, PJ is unwilling to give the stone to anyone. He knew that until the stone was in his possession, he couldn't fight the warrior. The warrior starts attacking PJ directly with great force, and PJ is unable to withstand her attacks. However, Mimi doesn't want PJ to die, so she steps in to try and stop the warrior. The warrior, not trusting anyone, tries to kill Mimi. But Mimi's mother, despite being transformed into an alien, intervenes to protect her daughter. Seeing this, Jack and Mimi realize how dangerous the warrior is, so Jack hands over the red stone to Mimi, who gives it directly to PJ. With the red diamond, PJ becomes immensely powerful. He captures the warrior using his natural powers, and they engage in a fierce battle. PJ constructs a large sword from bones and starts attacking the warrior, smashing her eyes and destroying her entire body. Finally, PJ manages to defeat the dangerous and powerful alien warrior. Everything returns to normal, and PJ gives the red diamond back to Mimi because he no longer needs it. He understands that being overly powerful isn't necessary. Rather, he needs love and support, which Mimi's family provided. PJ then opens a portal and leaves for a distant place. Mimi's family returns to their normal, happy life. And so, our adventurous story comes to an end.